everyone, welcome Savvy Sagittarius. My name's Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. How are you all today? I'm here to do your May Tarot Astrology. So if you haven't followed me before, I do a bit of a combo of psychic modalities. I will first draw two tarot cards as themes for the month of May for you. Then I'll look at your horoscope and then draw some more tarot cards week by week, and finally finish up with a sort of mini psychic summary channeling for you right at the end. So let's go to the board now and have a look what your themes for the month are going to be. And I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but I'll just give them a quick shuffle again now and see what we come up with for the first half of the month. I'm going to go with that card actually. That's really sort of calling me. Closing my eyes now for Sagittarius in May 2020. Okay, so I do get a theme happening about communication. I see writing and journaling and blogging. It's good for a small business. It's good for self-promotion. It's good for marketing. So, you know, being fairly organised about your communications. And the card that I come up with is the Seven of Cups. Alrighty, this is about you standing your ground. Sometimes it's necessary to say no. It doesn't have to be an argument, although it could be an argument if the people don't see reason, if they're not reasonable. Sometimes you just can't reason with unreasonable people. That's just how it is. But this is not about them. This is about you being firm about what you believe. You might also find out some information about somebody or a situation where you thought you knew what was going on, but it was a bit of a fantasy. And it could be a little bit of a rude awakening, so to speak. That's pretty strong words, a rude awakening. But you'll find out, and then you'll know the truth. Okay, do let me know in the comments if anything like that happens and you find something isn't as you thought it was. People were portraying themselves in a different light to, you know, what they really were or who they were. So this is about you just being firm, and you can do it. Okay, say no sometimes. Set your boundaries, and just be aware that, you know, sometimes it's great to have dreams and fantasy, but there's also a limit, you know, and it's up to you to set the boundary where that limit is. Second half of the month for you, Savvy Sagittarius. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to go with that one, seeing it wants to come out so much. I get the colour red. That's all about taking action. It could also be a little bit of anger, or it could be that you're on an exercise program and you're pumping the blood around your body. I see hats. People wearing hats that don't quite fit. They're too big, they're too small. Okay, so this is about, if it's almost like the shoe, if the shoe fits, wear it. This is like if the hat fits, wear it. So this is about your identity. Maybe, you know, sometimes we're a little bit like a snake. We grow out of our skin. We have to shed our skin, and, you know, that is a process. It's not always easy shedding a skin. And that's because our identity is so much bigger than what we thought, and we have to let go of the previous identity. And these hats that I'm seeing, some are too big, some are too small. You've got to try on all these different hats to know which one is for you. So these are the roles that you play in life. Some of them are just too big, or some are too small, or they're not just right, whatever it is. But changing your role and finding a role that suits you and fits you better. Okay, and the second half of the month. Okay, so this is fantastic because it's the Ace of Wands, so new beginnings. all about feeling really motivated and starting afresh. Inspiration, it's like being rejuvenated, okay, born again. We have some action to be taken here with lots of green leaves that are starting to grow. They're opportunities that you can embrace, okay, opportunities. Green can also be associated with money, and there is a fair bit of green in this card, in fact. So growth and opportunities and feeling rejuvenated. Born again, Spirit is handing you a tool to take action so you can rejuvenate your life. Now let's have a look here at your horoscope for the month of May. And on the 3rd of April to the 8th of August, so that's just over 4 months, Venus is here in your 7th house of committed relationships. So this can be like your husband, your partner, your business partner, or maybe even someone you've been working with for a long time and you're very close. Okay, so with Venus there, it's all about companionship and affection, and that's on your mind a lot. It's fantastic for relationships. A casual relationship could go to a deeper level with this here, with Venus here. The thing to remember is that Venus is going retrograde on the 13th of the month, and that sometimes brings, you know, sort of a mixed bag. Relationships could go quieter, or it might be that you're not seeing the situation properly. You may be looking at something with rose-coloured glasses, okay? The 18th of April to the 20th of May, the Sun is in your 6th house here, and that relates to your health, your well-being, and your everyday work, okay? So you could be doing really good work, accomplishing and achieving things at work, or conversely, in your health or in your like daily routine. It's also about daily habits. You could be getting a lot done. You might just be feeling a lot better, but there's improvement. It's self-improvement time, okay? Then April 27th to May 12th, Mercury is in your 6th house also here, and that ensures that there's a lot of communications and activity going on about these areas of your life. 1st of May to the 8th of May, Venus square Neptune. Okay, so Venus here is making an angle here, with Neptune here, and sometimes your dreams and fantasies might be really, really strong. You could become infatuated with someone. You need to be a little bit careful about that. Be careful what you wish for, because the person may not be the person that you think he or she is, okay? So just pay attention to that. 7th of May, full moon in your 12th house brings things up for you to deal with out of your subconscious. It's often the end of the cycle, like a completion of something. You may find yourself having dreams about the past, or maybe little flashes in the daytime. You become aware of just things, feelings coming up, and it's actually a healing. They're coming up for release and for healing. 6th of May to the 20th of May, Venus trines Mars. This is beautiful, in fact. Gives you a lot of motivation for love and affection. But again, in that time period of the 6th to the 20th, Venus is retrograde, and that's where you've got to be careful of people that are not who they say they are. And so you're feeling motivated, so it's a bit push me, pull you, because you might want to get involved in a relationship, but the person is not who they seem. When Venus turns direct again, you see them in another light altogether. So May 11 to May 29th, there's, I haven't written it down, whatever it is. It's in your 8th house, shared assets and relationships. Mars in your 8th house, is it? 8th house is here. No, Sun. Mercury it must be. There's Mercury there going into your 8th house. So more communications, about intimacy and shared assets. 19th of May to June 21, Sun in your 7th house. So this gives you a lot of insight and awareness around your committed relationships. Also legalities are highlighted, and you get a lot of awareness and insight about that. On the 22nd, new moon in your 7th house. So this brings new starts. You could meet someone if you're looking for a relationship. Okay, so things could start happening. So I was saying before, May 11 to May 29th, I think that's Mars going from your 3rd house into your 4th house of home and family. That would be a lot of activity around your home or with your family. Okay, and then finally, May 28th to August 5, Mercury in your 8th. So I got the dates muddled up there. Mercury at the end of the month then goes into your 8th house. Now Mercury is doing a bit of an unusual thing, because Mercury is going into 3 houses this month. Usually doesn't go into so many houses, usually only 2. And with 3 houses, there's a lot of areas, different areas in your life that are going to be very active, and there's a lot of communications. So this implies that it's going to be a very busy month for you, Savvy Sagittarius. Let's have a look now at the tarot and see what the tarot brings up. And we're going to look at the first week of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. As I look for a card, going to go with that card on top. Closing my eyes now. I see a mirror, and it could be that the people that you meet have a big impression upon you, but in reality you see yourself in them. So these are hidden parts of your subconscious that you don't normally recognize, but then you have this sort of strange attachment or connection with somebody, and you're really seeing yourself. Okay, that doesn't come out very often that I say that. And we come up with the 2 of Wands. Okay, so you may have felt boxed in somehow, trapped. See this stone wall here, but now there's a little bit of a gap, so you can get out of that box. You can be more creative. See, she's wearing a red cape, so that implies action. It won't happen if you don't do anything about it. It's up to you to do something about it. There's 2 baseball bats here, which means that you have to take the bull by the horns and get out of any boxes or limitations, restrictions that you have at the moment. She's also dressed in blue. That's about expressing yourself. And here she's got a balloon with the earth, and she's also standing on the earth with this stone wall here. So it's like a balance of the earth and spirit, and she's got a sage stick here, spiritually cleansing as she goes. All right, but you can release yourself from all restrictions. Sorry, still got the cough. All restrictions. Okay, second week of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. Let's see what comes out. Second week of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. Closing my eyes now. Okay, you're painting a picture, and then the paint spills, or it's actually a jar of water that you've been cleaning your brushes with, and it spills onto the painting, and then you go, oh my god, my painting's ruined. But no, it's a different background, and it just means that you start again. Instead of on a white background, you start again on a coloured background. It's actually blue, which is about expression, and it means that you've actually got less work to do now. So because the background's already painted in. So this might be a situation that you think is not going very well, but it ends up going very well for you in the long term. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about your money and your possessions, new beginnings, new starts. Spirit is handing you an opportunity towards the second or around the second week of May, where you can earn some money somehow, or you come by money. Maybe you didn't even expect it. Maybe you didn't even know about it. But this is very fortuitous if you would like new ways of earning money or obtaining money. Third week, middle of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. See that? I don't call you Savvy Sagittarius for no reason. And let's see, I'm going to go with that card there, whatever it is. We'll find out in a minute. Closing my eyes. Okay, I see a water wheel. It's on a canal and it's pumping the water. So this is about emotions and also your health and your well-being. So you might be just feeling better, like you've got a bit more energy. You don't feel, if you've got health problems, they're not bothering you as much as normally. And this water wheel, it's got the buckets of water, and I can see villagers coming down to collect the buckets of water. So they've just got to pick the bucket up. They don't even have to put it in the river or anything, because the water wheel is delivering it to them. So these are your emotions, in fact. Okay, so we come up with the Strength card. There goes my dogs. I don't know if you can hear them. The Strength card. Spirit is giving you strength. You'll see here the infinity sign. This lass here is not being eaten by the lion. She's being protected by the lion. Okay, so Spirit is looking after her and providing her protection. Okay, that's you, middle of the month. If you feel uncertain or anxious about anything, just ask Spirit for protection and strength. Okay, fourth week of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. Let's see what comes up. Fourth week of the month. Oh, they're all falling over. Fourth week of the month for Savvy. Doing it again. I don't know why. Savvy Sagittarius. Okay, well, it's going to be that one, isn't it? Seeing it flew out. Closing my eyes, I've got the sensations of birds flying, a flock of birds flying south for the winter. So this is for America, because in Australia, if you fly north, you don't fly south, you end up at Antarctica and it's bloody cold down there. So this could indicate travel, but it's not likely that you'll travel now. You might be thinking about travelling, but it's more about getting in touch with your natural rhythms and taking a big picture view of the world. You can see a lot if you take the big picture view. Don't get caught up in the detail, in the everyday, trauma and drama. This is the Nine of Cups. This is about your hopes and dreams being fulfilled. See, she rubs the lamp. The genie comes out and she's just got to ask. But some action has to be taken. She has to hold the lamp in the first place and rub the lamp, and this guy comes out. So this is all about, if you take action towards the end of the month, you can have your hopes and dreams fulfilled on some level. Okay, so that's a lovely card, that one. Last 3 days of the month for Savvy Sagittarius. Last 3 days of the month. See what we come up with. I'm going with that card there. Closing my eyes. What do I see? Steps. Okay, so they're dark wooden steps, and it's sort of like a dark room or something, like I've been down in a basement. And now I'm walking up the steps and there's a light ahead of me, which means, yes, the light is ahead of you and you've got to take action steps to get out. And this is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this is, again, probably about your finances or your possessions, probably money. You'll see there's plants growing here. It's okay, they are growing, you'll get there, but maybe you're a little bit frustrated because it's taking too long or it's not exactly what you thought for. Yes, they will come off, especially to do with money. It just takes time, so there's a little bit of delay. But you might sow some seeds back here, or even here. You know, maybe you get the beginning of the month, start to get a bit of an idea and sow some seeds, and it just takes time before it pans out. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Okay, now I'll just do a bit of a psychic summary for you. Closing my eyes now for Savvy Sagittarius. Yes, so what I can see is a big clock right in front of me. It's all about timing. And just everything I just said, it won't happen in 5 minutes, but it will happen. There's a spotlight. Okay, so I get you really focusing down on different areas or a particular area of your life. Okay, they're showing me a great big circle, and that generally means completion. You know, what goes around comes around, and you're completing a cycle in your development at the moment. I can see, I don't know how to describe this. It's like I'm in an ice cave. It's something you'd see in Hollywood, on a Hollywood movie. And it's like Superman in the ice cave or something like that. And so you might be in a quieter period than you would normally like. But that is part of the cycle. Sometimes we need to be quiet so we can be louder later on. So everything is just as it should be, even if we don't understand that, you know, yes, there is perfection here, but we don't necessarily see it that way, and we don't understand that at a deeper level, things are proceeding as they're supposed to be proceeding. Okay, thank you for watching Savvy Sagittarius. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you found it useful, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell. But mostly and importantly, I'd like to wish you a very insightful and happy month. Okay, thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.